Hey YouTube, how are we doing? I hope you're doing well. This is not a planned video. Let's be honest, hardly any of my videos are planned these days. I'm all over the place. Yeah, I was having a bit of a sort out on this Sunday afternoon, and I discovered I got a bit of a problem. I was tidying my bedroom, and I was exciting, and I discovered how many game magazines I've got. So what I thought we would do, just for fun, and this video is as much for me as it is for you guys, um, to remind me or to make me not buy any more, because it's no joke when you see how many I've got. Right, let's see. I'm just going to make sure everything's working fine and dandy. Are we live? We are live. I can confirm we are live. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit red and blotchy. I haven't long got out of the shower. So, yeah, I'm surrounded by all my magazines. Not really in much of an order. But before we get into it then, let's make this a bit better. I'm always... Is that better? I don't know. Can I ever get the camera right, can I? Yeah, so gaming magazines, it's something I loved to collect when I was growing up. I always wanted to read. We're talking the early 90s, can argue maybe the late 80s is when I got into, late 80s I got into video gaming. And so I would have been buying magazines because I could just about afford them on my pocket money budget. I could probably afford one a month. So I always wanted to buy the Sega magazines. We'll go through them. And it was really hard because I had the Sega Master System, but the Mega Drive was the talk of the town that I grew up in. And unfortunately, with a lot of the magazines, you were lucky, really fortunate, if you found a magazine that had Sega Master System games reviewed in there. And most of the time, if you were lucky enough to have the games you wanted to know about, the latest releases, there'd be like 2 pages. No, sorry, there'd be 2 reviews per page, where like the Mega Drive, the new games, would have like up to 4 pages for the review. And us Master System kids, we had like 2 games per page kind of thing. So it'd be like 3 or 4 screenshots. So again, this was before the internet. This was before... No, this was how we found out about what games were out there. So it was important to us gamers back then. And again, it's something I could afford to treat myself to buy in one magazine a month or something like that. Or if I remember, there's a couple of times where my father, he was a conductor in a brass band, and he tried to get me and my brother into it. We were kind of into it, but not really. As soon as we were able to quit, we quit basically. I didn't like the sound of the instruments. If you like it, great, but it wasn't our cup of tea. But the reason I'm bringing that up is to keep me quiet. I was in the junior band, so I was too young to be in the big band. So if the big band were playing in church or something like that, it's really important that I kept quiet and kept out of mischief. So my father he knew the score, he'd call into like a spa, or like, if you don't know what a spa is, if you're not from the UK, it's kind of like your local corner shop. They'd have like DVDs, Blu-rays, like a video thing. You'd have a magazine selection and like a small mini supermarket kind of thing. So yeah, I'd buy me a magazine, and I'd be happy for the next couple of hours listening to shit music, but I'd be staying out of trouble. So that was the deal we had, okay? And then we don't seem to see as many game magazines out there now. I've got Retro Gamer. I got a pile of Retro Gamer magazines here. I think we'll start with them. And then I've got like Games Master was one of my go-to magazines back in the day. And there was another pile. See, I don't know where everything is. There were magazines. Oh, there they are. Games TM. So when I was a young adult, they were the ones, because there used to be Xbox magazines or Nintendo magazines, Sega magazines, but then the bigger publications then came out with multi-platform magazines kind of thing, and they were the best ones to buy. Okay, so this one on the top then. These are the newer ones I've got, and I've stopped buying these as well. It's the Retro Gamer magazine. Now apparently they're only available in the UK, and I've seen, like when I used to collect them, I think I must have subscribed to their like Facebook group or something like that, and there was loads of comments of people in the United States disappointed that they couldn't buy physical copies of these. So they really are good magazines. Okay, they have some good articles, but I only tend to pick them up when there's something of interest. So obviously that's like a King of Fighters, and it's a cool cover that opens up to reveal all the artwork. So obviously I'm gonna buy. That one was coming home with me, okay? But then some of them then have these. I'm not sure if this was in there. Is the mini SNK companion. So this, again, my dream is to own a Neo Geo, but it was basically all the top tier, like you got Samurai Showdown, just one page little mini review kind of thing, Art of Fighting, stuff like that. So I love all this stuff, you know. Put that there so I don't lose it. Then some of them I buy because we see them. I'll just go through. We'll be here all night if I go through every single magazine too much, okay? You see them in the retro game stores where I think the owner buys them. And then he's finished with them and he just sells them like £2 or £3 less than retail. But then sometimes like special games, shout out Knights of the Old Republic. And they are really good reviews. They get interviews with the game developers and stuff like that. Oh, the 16-bit war, that's a good read. That was a time to be alive. I was Super Nintendo, if anyone's wondering. 35 years of Street Fighter. Awesome. Oh, here's a good example. Retro Gamer. I bought this £3. I bought that in Console Action in Swansea. R-Type. Oh, the other thing as well with these, if you subscribe and have it posted, is a really good idea, right? So I think you get the magazines cheaper and you get a different cover. So it's very interesting. And every single time, I can confirm the cover's a lot better if you had subscribed. I like these covers. They're all great, colourful, you know. But, yeah, the special ones, always better covers. SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. That'll be the first game I buy. Oh, it's got retro. It's got artwork on the back. My boy Terry Bogard. Shout out Terry Bogard. That'll be the first game I buy, that SNK 40th Anniversary Collection, if I ever get a Nintendo Switch. This is another one I support for £3. I think they retail at $5.99 they are now. Wow. But it is a good lot of content in there, you know. They're not skinny magazines, you know, and they have got good artwork and stuff like that. And I do really recommend them. PC Engine Mini, rather. Yeah, really good. Come to the end, guys. So you got Doom. I think that was one as well. I can tell because the condition's not quite. As soon as I pick it up, it's not quite my condition. Tony's condition. Oh, random picture of Blanca. Now this, I think I've got it here somewhere. When I first ever rented a flat on my own, I was 22, 23. When I realised if I want artwork in my living room, I can have my own artwork. So my house was, or my flat rather, was covered with stuff like that. Street Fighter 2, you can tell why I bought that one. And Spectrum. Again, I would have picked these up a couple of £1, you know. So that's a nice starting point of the collection, okay? Anyone else collect these magazines? Now, they're good for modern gamers that are getting into retro. Also, for us retro heads, it's like a good nostalgia trip. Oh, Access Area 6, what's happening? Hi, Tony and Rossi. Hope you're both well. Yes, we're all good. Rossi's sleeping downstairs. We went for a morning run this morning. And he's helped with the housework, good boy. And he might come up, he might not. So we're live, anything can happen. So obviously we're going through my retro, that actually was my retro gamer mags, because that's what they're called. Now it's time to look at the rest of my retro gamer mags. I've got one here, and still seals. I don't know how this, again, these must be eBay pickups. This is Xbox Magazine, the official Xbox Magazine. Now I remember a lot of these had the demo disc, so that was $5.99 as well. And a lot of the games I discovered by buying these magazines. Sometimes I didn't care about the magazine. All I was looking at was what was on the demo discs, you know. And it'd be, if it's a racing game, one track. If it's like, I remember I played, oh, what's that Star Wars game? The first-person shooter on the Xbox. Not Rogue. Oh, what's it called? It's going to do my head in. Star Wars. Republic Commando. Republic Commando. I remember playing that. And I was really hyped for it, you know. And there's a big improvement from the demo state, because it says this isn't representative of the finished product. It'd always say that. But when I played it, it was even better. Yeah, so I got that one there. Oh, now these, I haven't actually read through these yet properly. I was saving these to do on my channel, Let's Read. I do enjoy going through my magazines with you guys, okay? But I bought these on eBay. I'm always looking on eBay. But what I'm going to do now, after I finished filming this video, is I'm going to delete all the ones I'm watching. Because, guys, I've got enough of these magazines now. Too much. If anybody wants to buy one, let me know in the comments. Some of them I'm probably not going to want to part with, but if there's like this one here, for example, I really need that one to complete my collection, let me know in the comments. I won't charge much. Yeah, so I bought these in bulk, if I remember. It was something like a tenner for, well, it was all these GeForce ones, so the GameCube. They're quite, from what I can tell, they're pretty good magazines, but I don't remember. They didn't have them in my local game store, news agents, you know. So you had 007, Nightfire. It's just just looking at the covers is a nostalgia trip. And then it's 64 magazines, obviously Nintendo 64. So Star Fox Adventures, Dinosaur Planet. Ah, that's interesting. Like they were. Oh no, it does. It's GameCube as well. Sorry, I thought it was saying it was coming out on the N64. Zelda 2, Majora's Mask. I think I pronounced that one right. It's one of those many words in the dictionary I cannot pronounce. Again, all these magazines are paid, I think, is around about £10. N64 Pro, Yoshi's Story on the cover of that. I can't believe how many of these I got. N64 Pro, Forsaken, Yoshi's Story, Zelda 64. Just don't get them anymore, do we? Well, I don't see them anymore. Another GeForce. These are slightly bigger ones. There's a good weight on that. So you got that one. Mario Sunshine, GeForce. Another GeForce, Legend of Zelda. Die Hard Vendetta, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Oh, 13. That was a good game. Really enjoyed that game. Resident Evil 0, Rayman. Wario World. What a time to be alive, isn't it? And I think this is the last one out of that bulk I paid for, around about £10. GeForce. You got Samus on there. So that would have been first person shooter attack. Samus leads the GameCube's first person shooter attack. Okay, maybe it's the first. This might have been issue 1 or something. I don't know. issue number 4. So it was an early issue. Okay. Right. So the next ones, I put all these on my lap. These are, I think, yeah, these are my original. Some of them are covered in dust as well. Okay. These are some of all my original ones I managed to keep. And there's one I'm kicking myself. Yeah. I tell you what, it's Games TM. This was my favourite magazine. They were... Sometimes I'd read a magazine and I'd say give it 9 out of 10. So you think, right, I'll buy that. I can't think of an example off the top of my head. And it was like, it's a 7 out of 10 at best. But every single review and score Games TM tended to give, I tended to agree with. So if they give it a 8 or above out of 10, you know you're going in for a good game, okay? So you had this one, God of War exclusives, and I think if I remember right, yeah, they had at the back. Oh wow! I just spotted something cool. Hori fight stick. Is that one there? Price. Hori EX2 fight stick, £24.73 in the bargain basement. So they'd have like calendars of all the games per console that are coming out. And I think they had a bit of a, like a retro, it was all the modern stuff at the front. And it was like kind of retro gamer before retro gamer became a thing at the back, you know. So these are my favourite when I was an adult gaming magazines. Red Dead Redemption. They always had really good artwork. Games TM. Sorry, what's that? Gears of War, isn't it? Little Big Planet 2. And Super Mario Galaxy 2. There would have been something on there that it would have caught my eye, whether it was retro or something. I wasn't really into my Mario games as much. Maybe I was back then, I don't know. But there would have been something in there that made me buy it. But they did, for the launch of Street Fighter 4, I'm so annoyed at myself for not... We weren't to know back then, no, were we? They did... I'm not sure, I think it was 8 different variant covers. I bought the Bison one, okay? And I remember looking in, it was in Tesco's. And they had all of them. And I was like, oh, there's 8 different magazines out. And I was looking, I went to page 1. Oh, hang on one sec. Hello? Accessory 6 was asking about you. Up. Here comes the dog. Have you got anything to say? What's the matter, boy? You've been a very good boy today. Oh, you want to catch for that, do you? You catch him for there. I'm doing a video. Right, I'll tell you then. Yeah, so my... they had a... I bought the Bison one. And they had like a Chun-Li one. Beautiful Rossi. Oh, Accessory 6 talking about you. Aren't I beautiful then? Yeah, and they had like Ken and a Ryu one, etc., Kami one. And I thought, about a year ago, I thought, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on eBay and buy them. Fuck, you should see the price on them now. Oh my God. And if it's not in this piles here, I don't know what happened to my Bison one. I remember I bought it. I was steaming drunk, right? With my mate that moved to Australia or something, and he came back. He's my best friend, and we went out drinking. On the way back, I wanted to buy this Street Fighter because it had Street Fighter on it. So I'm gutted I didn't buy them all. Accessory 6, how old is Rossi? He is... What year is it? Sorry, he's 3. 3? 1, 2, 3. No long turned 3. And it's coming up, funnily enough, it was 3 years ago. I think it was the 1st of February, 3 years ago, was when I had him. Because you can't have a puppy from brand new, can you? And it was, I don't know, the day we picked him up, I lost my memory. That's my lowest I've ever been, you know. I was stress of work, and that's when I realised I had to take a step back. But I don't want to go into that much more, okay? Oh, I got a couple more of those Games TMs. And it doesn't look like I got that Bison one here, unfortunately. The Ultimate Guide to Fighting Games, 1997 edition. I know I bought this. This was obviously an eBay pickup. But yeah, I think this is from either Canada or the United States. And it's a damn good, like, Fighters Megamix. It's a really good write-ups in this, okay? And it's got a poster in there as well. I'm leaving in there. What's this? Street Fighter Alpha. Street Fighter 3, the new generation. Yeah, so that's a really, really good one to have in the collection. A couple more games TMs. So Modern Warfare 2. That was a big deal, wasn't it? And Gears of War 2. Probably my favourite Gears of War. This is my newest one in the edition. Now, this is probably my last... This will be known as my last old school gaming magazine, okay? A Nintendo magazine. Only £1.95. I only paid, I think, £5 plus shipping, okay? But until I've read every single magazine here, from cover to cover, I'm not going to buy any more. That's the plan. There's one out there I want. I'll tell you about it if I remember later when we get to the franchise, okay? The developers, or the publishers, rather. Yeah, so that one. We'll do these then. Oh. Now, some of these I've actually found, okay? Nothing to do with me. This one here has got probably the most nostalgia. It's issue number 1 of Games Master. Look how chunky it is. Really good magazine. If you didn't know, Games Master was a TV show we all grew up with here in the UK. And I think I've briefly told the story of how I acquired this. I was rushed to hospital, actually. There was a meningitis outbreak in my school. And we're all sent home with these letters. Like, if your kids have got any of these symptoms, keep them home and phone the doctor immediately, kind of thing. And I had something like 2 or 3. There's a massive list of these things. I was a bit ill, but then all of a sudden the doctor comes out. He goes, yeah, I think he's got meningitis. Get him to hospital straight away. Next thing I know, I'm in fucking children's ward in Swansea. And I was so depressed, right? Then they wheeled out this Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive. My mood changed like that, okay? Like, hospitals are bad shit places to be in, eh? But when you're a kid, it's even worse, I think. It's because you don't understand what's going on and stuff like that. But then my father got off work, and he came to see me, and he basically said, look, what can I do to cheer you up, kind of thing. And it must have been upsetting for him seeing his youngest son in hospital, innit? Because it wasn't confirmed at the time that I didn't have meningitis. And I said I wanted this magazine, and it only just come out. And the only reason I knew about it was either because I just watched it on that week's episode of Games Master, or it was advertised in another magazine, because a lot of these magazines would advertise for each other. And so it must have just come out. And he went round, he was ages looking for it, but he was on a mission, and he did manage to track it down. So yeah, that's what he got me. So yeah, I got a lot of nostalgia attached to that magazine. Okay, that was issue number 1. Then you got some other ones. So it's got Sega, Nintendo, Amiga, and more. That tells you how old they were. Like on the back, got the Addams Family. Now, like some of them then, like this one here, I found. The newer ones, I don't know how... This is PS4, Xbox, Wii U. So it's not that old then. February 2016. Well, is it? It's almost retro, I suppose. Now, these were found in my father's house when he passed away. My father wasn't a collector of Games Master. He thought games were a waste of time. But his housemate was a gamer, and he left them all there, basically. So it's quite a few of them. I thought we were chucking all his shit out. And I was like, I think I'll hang on to them. This one I can see I paid 99 pence for in Retribution. Shout out Retribution Internationally. For £1, you can't go wrong. Bomberman, this is Retribution. This was £4.99. So Bomberman 64. I had that growing up. It was really hard. This is another one of those that I had free from that guy that lived with my father. This one as well. But check out that cover. Mortal Kombat. So that would have been Mortal Kombat 9, wouldn't it? With Kratos in there. Prey. And I think it was the early saying you can win a Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is back. So obviously advertising the Nintendo Switch. How long have we been going for? 25 minutes. Not too bad, actually. Considering how many of these I'm going through. Now, these ones. The 51 best games of 2017 and beyond. For some reason, that decade had 2 of them. So I've got 2. Happy days. They're quite a good read, you know. I really don't like this cover, but again, I didn't pay for it, so Games Master again. What's that game called? UK's number 1, I can't remember. I know it if someone said it. The cover, oh, what's it called? It's that multiplayer game, isn't it? Overwatch. Yeah, he's off Overwatch, isn't he? That's the one, that's the one. And Destiny. Is that game still going, Destiny 2? Does anyone know? Oh, it is advertising Destiny 2. I only just saw the 2 in the... because it's better light in there. Yes, that's another one I had for free. And it's also advertising Darksiders 3. Third Horseman. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Far Cry 5. Good game. Call of Duty World War 2. That was alright. And what else? Right, last pile, guys. Was probably the biggest pile. I'll just grab a handful, put them on my lap, and work our way through there. Oh my god. Definitely got enough of these. So this is one, I think I had it back in the day, but a rebought is Mean Machines Sega. Oh, that was a time to be alive when we still have artwork like that on the cover. Advertising Dizzy, or the Fantastic Dizzy. Now, I know he was on consoles, wasn't it? But he always, to me, he'll always be a mascot for the Nintendo, for the Commodore 64, because that's the only time I've ever played a Dizzy game, and only to load half the time, you know. But yeah, for example, let's have a look. So like I was saying about the Master System, this is what we have to put up with. So the Mega Drive had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Mega CD 3, and the Game Gear had 2. So what we used to have to do is, maybe the Game Gear is representative of the Master System, and we just have to make do with that, you know. The struggle was real. PSW, PlayStation Weekly, I think it's called. So, a good advertisement for Soul Calibur 2 in there. I don't think it's a review. I think it's like an exclusive preview rather than review. Devil May Cry 2 is in there. Yeah, so another good one. Nintendo magazine, only £2.45. So with Primal Rage, the coin-op advertised. Obviously Killer Instinct on the cover. Got the first UK review. Oh look, Mortal Kombat 3. Anything to do with fighting games tended to make the cover back then. Now, this was the golden age. So the mid-90s, I want to say, of fighting games. But trust me, we're back. Now is the golden age 2 of fighting games. We're living the dream. What a time to be alive. Aren't we lucky, you know? Yeah, so that's Primal Rage. Exclusive Tekken 3 6-page special. And this is Mean Machines PlayStation. So they had the separate publications for the consoles, you know. It's quite a thin magazine though compared to the other ones. Legacy of Kain's in there. Yeah, so I don't want this video to go on too long. Sorry, get distracted. Mean Machines Sega. Check out that artwork, guys. know, when you see that, like 11, 12-year-old, you're in there now. You've got, how much of this have been? £2 something, is it? Oh, it doesn't say in. It's all foreign currencies. $5.95. It would have been about £3, no more than £3. Didn't mean, how can you say no to that? Yeah, love the artwork. Mean Machines Sega, so Mortal Kombat 3, and Primal Rage, and Virtua Fighter. That's what I mean. Whenever the fighting game, they always put it onto the cover, because that's what used to sell, isn't it? Back in the day. Wow, how good is that? So this is well after. I can't blame this one. So it's got Mega Drive, Saturn, the 32X, Mega CD, and the Game Gear. There's one Game Gear game in there. Now this, do you know that blank artwork I showed you? This was Edge magazine. Now, I could never get on with Edge. I bought one or two of them, but they were a bit too serious of a publication for my liking. This is like the art of video games. So that's where I got. So it's full of different artworks for different games and stuff like that, you know. So I pulled out Blanca, and I think, looking at this, there's other ones I might have pulled out. It'll be interesting to see. Or is the pages coming out? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think the pages are falling out. Yeah, so there's that as well. That was quite expensive, if I remember right. £8. That's quite old. But I bought that. That was me going out decorating my new flat. That was. Right, let's grab another pile. Sega Pro. Now this would have been an old one. So it's got, check out that cover. It's got my boy Harumaru from Sam Show. So Mega CD, Mega Drive, and Mega 32X. Master System, yeah baby. They do exist. Game Gear and Saturn. So you got Virtua Fighters in there as well. But you'd be very lucky if there was anything to do with Sonic Spinball is all we had. So that's what's in there, the contents. Yeah, that's a expensive game now, that is, isn't it? I was checking out the old prices yesterday. Mean Machines Sega. So we had Virtua Fighter on the cover. It's all good, it's all good. I've got Daffy Duck for the Master System. Can't complain, can't complain. Now this was my other favourite. So I think the Mean Machines, so they did Mean Machines Sega and stuff like that, and Nintendo eventually. The Games TM, but there was this other one, Total. It was Total Nintendo. Okay, and I think it's either Volume 1 or Volume 3. I can't really remember, but they review Terminator 2. That's the only one magazine I want to add to my collection, but it goes for silly money. It's so nostalgic for me. I just remember buying it, and it was £1.95, and my father going, how much? As if it's £1,000 or something like that. But luckily for me, it was the only magazine that had gaming magazine, and what was unusual, it was a Nintendo magazine, but at the time I only had a Sega Master System. So I remember taking it to school, and everybody was like, why are you buying Nintendo magazines? But then maybe I was starting to get a bit bored with the Sega, and so that's when my head started to turn. So that's an important magazine for me. So that's the only one. If I'm doing a pickups video in the next year, and you say, you said you weren't buying anymore, that's an exception. Okay. But yeah, this one is a newer one. It is, so you got Super Street Fighter 2. Don't know, it hasn't got a date. Oh yeah, July 1994. So yeah, it's a lot later than the times I'm thinking of. Sega Power, Primal Rage. You gotta love it. So it's Street Fighter 2, the game. Pete Sampras 96. Oh, all the top games in there. Sega Pro, November 1991. It was £1.95. Oh, and this is issue number 1. And it's so old, it's got the Sega Master System Mark 1 on there. Master B first to meet the Flintstones, Xeon 2, and Popless. Oh, great. Oh, no, that is an old one, isn't it? God, so many publications. There's another one. Sega Megatech. It's not in the best condition. Or I think the staples come off the thing. But it's not the end of the world. So what have we got here? Mega Drive and Mega CD. That's all they've got. So yeah, another one. That pile is like that on the floor next to me, that side. Oh, I remember buying this. This was in Super Tomato in Cardiff. Shout out Super Tomato in Cardiff. Mean Machine Sega. So I had Darkstalkers 2 Vampire Hunter on the cover. So that would have been the Sega Saturn, wouldn't it? So it's still got, they used to give away free things. Still got whatever that is there. But it's blocking what's in there. So I'll have a quick look. Otter Shinden was in there. And Street Fighter Alpha. But yeah, definitely. I used to enjoy, I used to read them on the train on the way home, you know. Really good stuff. Back to that Total magazine. Total Nintendo. Again, fighting games on the cover. Issue number 8. August 1992. Oh my gosh. It's a riot. Look at that artwork. You gotta love it. Right, let's grab another pile, is it? Now this one was the only game magazine my brother ever bought, okay? He was kind of into it, but he wasn't like, I could play my Master System all day, where he'd want to play, and as soon as it stopped raining, for example, he'd be out the door playing football kind of thing with his mates, where I'd rather just stay in and play with my mates. It's Sega Force, okay? And it was the first time we ever saw an announcement, if you like, that they were making Sonic 2, because we loved, everybody, 90s kids, we all loved Sonic, okay? And we were actually on our summer holidays down Devon way, and I think we were on the way home, and we called in somewhere for food. I think we had like a pub lunch or something like that, and we just called in W.H. Smith's. I can remember, how long ago was this? Please say, October it came out. So yeah, 1992, okay, so I can still remember. And I remember my brother, I'd spent all my holiday money, and so this would have been £2.25. I didn't have £2.25 to my name. Again, I was 92. I would have been 11 years old, 10, 11 years old by the time we got our hands on this magazine. But my brother had money and he bought it. And I was so excited. Can I read it after you? Can I read it after you? Like, all my magazines, once I finished with them, yeah, you can read them. But like, in the car, and he's been a bit of a dick. Like, he was like reading it like that, going, wow, look at that. And I was like, come on, let me see. Wow, oh yeah, wow. Just winding me up kind of thing. And my parents sticking up for him, saying, oh, leave him alone. You've spent all your money. And I was like, right, literally, when we got about 10 minutes away from home, then he let me have a read of it. Do you know what I mean? But yes, that's another, it's mine now, special magazine. Computer and video games. Can't remember where I got this from. This might have been a bulk buy as well. It's got Spider-Man on the cover. I can't see. Issue 222. So, all right, we're looking at the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 era. Oh, what's that? That's Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000. Oh, what a nostalgia just looking at that. I'd love to have one of those motorbikes. Anyone out there feeling generous? I'll swap you all my magazines for that motorbike. Now, that's a deal. Mean Machine Sega. This is July, number 21, so it doesn't say what year. Only 225, but it's got Mega Drive, Mega CD, Master System, Echo the Dolphin, and Dragon. But it's obviously advertising Mortal Kombat. Is that Mortal Kombat 2? Yeah, with Baraka. And what was that? That's Pete Sampras Tennis. Sega Power. Now this would have, where I bought that. I think I bought that in looking at the, I know it's the label, the price tag. It's funny you get to know places by the price tags. I want to say that was from Retro Stash in Port Talbot. Shout out Retro Stash in Port Talbot. He's very rarely got magazines. So yeah, I thought I'd pick this up. So you got Robocop versus the Terminator for all platforms. That's good. So this is December 1993. So Demolition Man on the cover. And Chuck Rock 2. Oh, they were the days, weren't they? And these magazines are just full of adverts and stuff like that, you know. I just saw Zool. Who remembers Zool? Right, this is my last pile. We've made it. This is a good one, actually. The Ultimate Guide to Fighting Games, 1995 edition. Check out the games. Street Fighter Alpha, Killer Instinct, Virtua Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 3. Wow. But so that's Golden Age. Mid-90s, Golden Age. But like if you look now, so what do we have last year? June was Street Fighter 6. September was Mortal Kombat 1. January was Tekken 8. They're the triple A's. Then we've had like Under Night in Birth 2. Grand Prix Fantasy Versus, part 2 of that as well. Where now's the new Golden Age. Okay, but yeah, that's another good one. Oh, it's up there on Orchard, my main from Killer Instinct. Awesome. Megatech, Mega Drive and Mega CD. The other things, so it was all about the fighting games, but a little movie called Jurassic Park came out. And from 1993 onwards, it was all about dinosaurs. Anything to do with dinosaurs would be on the cover of these magazines. It was fighting games or dinosaurs. So, Primal Rage, they should have been on every single cover, shouldn't they? The official Nintendo magazine. Oh, I remember buying this. 99 pence I paid for that. That's the 3DS launch edition. So, it's dedicated to all the new 3DS games that were coming out. Now, these are free magazines that I had off that guy, my father's old housemate. So, Destiny 2, this is PlayStation, the official magazine. So, these might still be going, these ones, I'm not sure. So they're the more modern ones that I've got. Assassin's Creed Origins, again with the PlayStation magazine. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Oh, and Borderlands 3. That's more like it. What's this? Not for resale. Nintendo Archives. God, that's a big magazine, that is. Oh, it's like the best games to get for each system. But it tells you the year all the consoles came out. Oh, let me just really... Tells you how many they've sold. Oh, I love all stuff like that. Yeah, so stuff like that, I want to do a let's read, get the light in. I've got a week off, half a week off next week, then a full week off the week after. So when I got a bit better light in here in the games room, I want to go through some of these with you guys. Share the knowledge. Sega XS, another name for these magazines. So again, you had Jurassic Park or the T-Rex on the cover. And we had Micro Machines was for the Sega Master System. Shout out Micro Machines for the Sega Master System. Sega Force Mega. Now I think that was the Mega Drive, because it's Mega in there. That was from Retribution, 99 pence as well. I remember buying this, thinking how good a condition this magazine was in, right? It's Super Play. It's an independent Super Nintendo magazine, okay? I bought it for 99 pence. And I was looking at it thinking, that's amazing condition. It looks brand new. But when I looked at the back, it's advertising Super Mario 8 Deluxe. So, of course, it's not a Super Nintendo magazine. It technically is. It's a kind of retro gamer. But what is really cool, right, with this... Oh, I've opened up on Super Mario World. One of the best games to come out on that system. it has, when it does the scores, look, there. Okay, it's got the original score, so when it first came out, it was 94%, and they give it a 93%. Oh my god, it's lost a percent. But it's an interesting read. I do like that take on it, you know. Oh, on my pile. Sorry, Rossi. The pile just fell over. He's sleeping there. Oh, save that one. I got a special one to show you at the end. Mean Machines PlayStation. I think I bought that in Super Tomato in Cardiff. Shout out Super Tomato in Cardiff. So I had Street Fighter 02 or Alpha 2. It had Ball number 1, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and a 52-page Tekken 2 player's guide in there. So yeah, I was buying that. These were a bit more, around about £5. I'd pay £10 for a special one, or I would have. Again, this video is kind of for me showing I got enough for these bloody magazines, you know. Right, the last one. I paid 99p for it. Sega Master Force. And I absolutely love this magazine, right? Because it's dedicated to the beloved, the awesome Sega Master System. And the artwork and stuff that they had in there as well. In the Sega Force magazines, you know. They must have had some really talented, if you like. Let me find a good example to show you. Talented artists working there, like the Star Wars artwork and stuff like that. That's a good game, actually. 89%. US gold, $34.99. You know, really awesome magazines these are. These are the ones I would like to... Or Land of Illusion. The guides. Oh, I used to love all this stuff, see guys? And it's good because I'm getting back into my Sega Master System. Again, I want to figure out a way to stream it, make it enjoyable, you know. So I'm having fun and you guys are having fun too. So this is from autumn 1993. Oh, yes. My beloved Sega Master System. There we go. That actually wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I didn't get too distracted, I don't think. So yeah, I'm done. Shout at me in the comments if you see me doing a pickups and I bought magazines. Maybe some of them are 99p. I can probably justify if it's a nice, I don't know, Mortal Kombat 4 review, write-up, 6-page special, and it's 99p. Okay, I'm going to buy it, okay? But I'm not going to be ordering any more on eBay, any bulk buys or anything like that. If anything, I need to be getting rid of them, you know? So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that, boys and girls, grannies and aunts, and have a cracking rest of your Sunday. I might stream later again, because I'm going to be playing some Tekken 8, so I may as well press the share button and continue my quest to get all the character story modes done. That's the plan anyway. There we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. Love you. Bye.